Welcome, everyone. We're back for another episode of 5 Years to 40, the podcast and community where we are talking, thinking, and taking tremendous steps through our 30s towards a fascinating and fabulous 40-year-old life. We like to keep our conversations focused around four main topics: our health, our careers, our relationships, and our finances. Today's topic has to do with our finances. We're going to be talking about stashing your cash, ways you can really get into getting more disciplined and getting your finances right. Well, one of the first in a series of episodes that we're going to learn to do this. Um, my video is not working properly. All right, so I thought it was really pertinent to have an episode on finances because truthfully, when I was reflecting on some of the things that I really wanted to face off on before I was 40, one of them was learning to save money, like learning to put money in the bank and leave it alone. I think all of my adult life, since I've been working, I've always had this dysfunctional relationship with money, and I would have it, and I promised myself never to spend it badly, and just get this. Sorry, I was trying to get my iPad unlocked because I have my notes for today's episode on it. So anyhow, yeah, I have this dysfunctional relationship, and I always thought, sometimes I'm like, I'm going to save all this money, I'm going to do all of this, I'm going to make sure I never, ever, ever get broke. And that happens. So when I realized that I was approaching 40 and I was getting together these things that I know for sure I was not going to be in the same position on, money was one of them. And I started to take some steps to make sure that I have a better relationship. It's a journey, remember, it's a journey. So we're not there yet, but we certainly have started fixing some of those things. And so I'm going to do a little episode on it. Now, the thing is, from informal observation, you realize that by the time we're in mid-30s, right, most people would be earning more money. And that's usually contributed, or usually because we tend to be in better paying jobs. You tend to kind of move away from just a job into a career thing. You're working in a position or with a company or in a title that fits your qualifications, and you're really self-actualizing by mid-30. And usually that means that is junior management, managerial kind of thing. It may not be the same for everybody, but generally you get one or two promotions by the time you're 30 and you're in a better space. So you tend to have more disposable income. You also have more disposable income because by mid-30s, most of us are settled into marriage or really long-term serious relationships, the kind of relationships where you and the person share expenses. So the person would be contributing towards some of your expenses and you to theirs. That you may even have something as a joint account, and that really expands your ability to spend, and it could enhance your creditworthiness as well. Now, conversely, at this age, while we might be earning more, it's also the age where you tend to spend a little more. Most of us are smack dab into children expenses. I mean, whether you're just starting off on having kids, that's expensive, or if your children are about to go into high school, that's expensive. Secondary school is expensive. if your children about to go in, some people have children that are actually about to go into university, and that's hella expensive. So congratulations to you and your babies for at whatever age they are, and if they're going into secondary school or going into college, well done, mama, good for you. And but we know that's hella expensive, but we're here for you. Good for you. Right. So what happens is that while you might earn more, you tend to have to spend more, because also at mid-30 age, you have things like getting married is a cost, buying a home is a cost, getting a nice vehicle, upgrading a vehicle is a cost. Getting divorced is a cost. So and those are all typical things that mid 30-year-old and older persons have to deal with every day. So 3 quick tips that I've discovered can really help. And like I said, y'all, we're working on it. It's a journey. The first thing, get a fixed account. The road to failure is paved with good intentions. Anytime I hear that quote, I just cringe because I'm like, oh my God, I know that's for me. Like, I have all these great intentions, but if you don't have the discipline to do it, like, it will fall on the side. So here now, don't just trust your superior discipline. Get it in writing. Like, set up an account where when you get paid, your money goes directly to a bank account, and make sure that bank account you don't have a whole lot of access to it, because you don't want things like a debit card or any easy access to this account. If you have a fixed account and it's set aside for saving for getting older, don't try to be able to access it easily, but please set it up and try to make the process for saving as automatic as possible, right? And just a note, like, especially since the pension, in Grenada, the pension age is going to be changing. Pension reform is a huge topic right now in Grenada, and as it is, our national insurance scheme is planning to extend the retirement age, and by the time I retire, it's retirement is going to be at 65. It's presently the normal retirement age right now is 60 years old, but it's going to be 65, and who knows how much by the time I am about to retire. And the truth is, while it will be mandatory for me to retire at 60, the contribution rates are more than likely to increase as well. So, and what they can guarantee is that you will be getting sufficient payouts to keep you living comfortably. So the truth of the matter is, I'm gonna tell you right now, let's be real assertive and go ahead and see if you can set up an account that can help to supplement whatever payments you will be getting from the national insurance scheme or whatever other pension scheme that you have. I feel like we're at the right age for this. Set up an account, make it as untouchable with as possible, and help your future by starting now. Another great way you could help just to save and secure your bag for later on is to diversify how you save. Stocks and bonds is not something that a lot of us are interested in right now, but it's a great way to save. The ECSC, the Eastern Caribbean Securities Exchange, is a great place to start if you're interested in investing in stocks. There are a few companies in Grenada who actually sell stocks, and they all trade on that ECSC. So just check them out online, see if that's something you're comfortable with. You don't have to start big. Like, you don't have to buy a $10,000 share certificate if that's not something you're interested in. You can start with $2,500, and if you think you work it out and you find it's worth it, then you could increase the amount of shares that you have. Diversify. One caveat: make sure to do your research. If something sounds too good to be true, don't do it. Start small. Slow and steady always wins a race, guys. Remember, we're doing this not for tomorrow, please the Lord. It's a journey, and it is to make sure that our fascinating, fabulous future can be financed properly, honey. So let's get to it and see if you can look into investing in some stocks and bonds as well. And lastly, buy better. Buy better. You don't have to follow every trend. You don't have to follow every every new thing that comes out. Just buy wisely. So if you feel comfortable with buying a piece of clothing that you know you like and feels good, buy that and be okay with wearing it over. Like, you don't have to buy a new something every event that you go to. I'm so happy I'm over that part of my life when I thought, well, oh my gosh, I have this event on Saturday, so I have to get something new. I have an event on Sunday, so I have to get something new too. And I used to be like making myself crazy, and then I'm like, I shouldn't buy that, that's so damn expensive. Why did I spend all that money? And then I have to spend money to buy drinks, then I have to spend money to get there in gas. It was a poor money mindset. But the truth is, just buy better. Like, buy things that that can last longer. In terms of your groceries and stuff like that, buy in bulk. You know, if you can team up with other people to buy things in bulk to save you the cost, and then you're able to just to recognize the savings that way, do that. But whatever, in whatever way you want to approach it, I would encourage you to buy better. Saving is wonderful, and yes, we're still saving, and yes, we're using a special account. Diversifying your finances is great. We're going to do that, but we're also going to try to just save on the way we spend. You know, cook your food instead of having to buy lunch every day. It's healthier anyway. Think about it. It's like $10-15 you spend every single day at the end of the week. That's almost $60 you could save every single day, every single week, if you just choose to buy food. Yes, you're gonna buy material, but you can make your chicken stretch. You understand? Instead of you buying just a portion that's already cooked at one of the fast food places, right? So, like I said, this is what I have so far for the journey. I have been speaking with some other people who are experts in the financial field, and I'm really excited because at least one of them I know would have a huge impact on how you see things. It's somebody who truly believes in making sure millennials are in a safe place, for a safe financial place. And once we're able to connect with this person, we'll be on this station. We'll be talking about the things that concern us. And if you have any questions, like, how can you save better? How can you diversify your portfolio? What's a safe way to do it? What's the best way to use a fixed account? Just let us know. Send us a message. Email us at 5years40@gmail.com. Direct message us on YouTube, on Instagram. Be sure to head over to Facebook after this and get into our community. We have a group on Facebook, 5 Years to 40, and add to the conversation. Let us know what your thoughts are, and let's just continue being fabulous on this journey. Thank you so much for joining us, and I hope the tips I shared so far has been helpful. And thanks for being here. Have a good night. Bye, guys.